I do love a horror comedy, but it is a subgenre that is extremely hard to nail down. You usually find that they go for one more than the other. It's either too much horror or too much comedy, and it's really hard to find the balance between that. Now, I've seen lots of horror comedies, whether it be zombies or witches or any kind like that, but I can't think of too many where I've been centred round about werewolves. The Snarling is a movie that is just that. It is very much a takeoff in the title of The Howling, and it homages lots of horror movies, lots of werewolf movies, all the way through this film. The movie opens with a scene very reminiscent of the opening scene of American Werewolf in London, as these two characters are sort of wandering through the moors. They decide to set up tent and they are decimated by some kind of weird creature that growls and is furry, and we never get a real glimpse of it at the start. Then it jumps from there into a zombie. But it's not a real zombie, it's a fake one. They're actually making a movie at this moor, and it's a production of a sort of low-key zombie movie. So we have the sort of main crux of the movie. There's a film being made, there seems to be a werewolf that is decimating people round about this and part of the film crew, and we are introduced to our local heroes, the people who seem to live in the local pub. They have three characters here of Lee, Mike and Bob, these three guys who just seem to be the constant standouts in this pub. They seem to be the only people that frequent it, one of them being the barman, and they just seem to have some great interactions. We have Lee, who is a complete idiot most of the time, who can't finish a sentence properly, can't think properly, seems to jump to the most illogical conclusion for almost everything. We have Bob, who is the man behind the bar, the kind of stoic, quiet barman who everything seems to go wrong for, and he just seems to be trying to make his way through life as uneventful as possible. And then we have Mike. He's kind of the normal one. He can look by everybody and understand exactly their place in the town, especially with this film production that is in there. And these three guys get cast as extra on the zombie movie. Now, it turns out that Lee just happens to be a doppelganger for the lead actor in this movie, and through various actions ends up doubling him in certain scenes. That's the basic premise. We also have a detective that is on the case looking for the murderer that's decimating these people. And this is a movie that doesn't have really strong aspects of horror. It does have moments, and the moments are very well done. It has lots of humour, but very rarely did I laugh at it. But very rarely did I cringe at it as well. This is a movie that's sort of skated along a very fine line. I liked it. I liked this movie a lot, but I didn't laugh at it, and I wasn't scared by it. It just has a certain charm about it, and a certain level in the storytelling as well. Things are kind of set in motion early on that come to fruition later on in the movie. It seems to set up in a very particular way. There has been a lot of thought put to this, and it really comes across in the filmmaking, the acting, the storytelling, everything. Nothing is really stand out except the relationships of the characters, which just goes to show how much I enjoyed them. They kind of brought me through the movie. You know, the storyline is familiar. You have familiar plot points that you've seen before. You have a low budget movie that's been made, and they excel by having good actors playing good roles that are fleshed out, that are funny, that are individual and three-dimensional, and it really drove me through the movie. I liked the three guys at the main set of this. There's people I would like to have hung out with, or maybe from a distance just watch them interact. We have the police detective as well, who happens to be the writer and the director of this movie, and he kind of pokes fun at himself. He's a little bit of a bigger man, and he is constantly eating no matter where he is, whether he be in a police briefing, whether he be at the site of a murder. He is constantly eating several things throughout the movie, and it's just one of these fun little things that are kind of quirky. It's never laugh out loud funny, but it's funny enough. You know, puts a smile on your face. The Snarling has some good moments of horror, like I mentioned earlier on. It does this smart thing by never out and out showing you the werewolf. It will show you snarling teeth, some blood, claws, some of the black fur, and you know in your heart that it's probably just a suit of some sort, but they shoot it expertly well to give it some real fear factor in it. And I thought that was terrifically well done. There's some good filmmaking here, some good character work. And it's something that I'm really interested in. I know the director's working on a witch movie next, and it's something that I would definitely go and check out. The Snarling for me is something that I would watch again. It's something that I enjoyed. It's a werewolf horror comedy movie that I can recommend. If the sound of that sort of tickles your funny bone, I think you're going to enjoy this movie. It's something that you know what, I'm just going to thoroughly suggest checking it out. I think it is worth your time. I think it's pretty decent, and I think you should let me know your thoughts in the comment box below once you've watched the Snarling. I hope you like it as much as I did. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.